So if we've done things right with Tower, tomorrow, or, well, today, we should be finally obtaining the elusive balloons. To say fair's fair, to pay the rent, to pay our share. That's an Australian song, by the way. Yeah, is your hesitation from earlier gone now? Yes, let's just kind of ignore Akechi's unique way of doing things for now, and just do things as normal. Just pretend that he's not here. Just pretend he's another party member.
Hey!
He's just a guy who hits enemies, Hammer and Mudo, or, you know, Korga and Iha why did I say references? Weaknesses. Why did I say references?
Okay.
And so, mission start. We have 21 days, a pretty generous deadline, and, I probably shouldn't spoil just yet, but, the deadline is particularly important at this point.
Hey!
We're not going to be meeting up today. Also, I should stress I am going to be going off script at this point, because the guy that I'm following does mementos before the palace, and this is also a palace that requires 2 days to finish, just like Madarame's. It's kind of weird. The 2 palaces that you're forced to do over the course of 2 days are, in my opinion, the 2 where you don't need that, but oh well, it's the way the plot's structured. But I don't want to go to Mementos first, because as cool as it is to use Akechi in Mementos, I just want to make sure that I don't get too over-level before Saya's actual palace. That man, and by that man I'm guessing you mean yourself. Oh, I have a feeling I know exactly who you're referring to there. Just like in the movies. Well, didn't you say earlier that if this was a movie, the Phantom Thieves got the opening act right? Now you're probably going back on that. Oh, Futaba's available today. Oh, I really need to catch up on her, but at the same time, this particular tower hangout is very important. Oh yeah, these two were implied to be engaged from earlier. Also, we're pretty much approaching actual Halloween. Oh no. Oh no, yeah, that's a celebration thing. Yeah, that's what I was referring to earlier when he said he was kind of coming up with a catchphrase. Oh yeah, but now that I've beaten Starfornius, yeah, going here will get you a prize. That's kind of what they did with arcade games. That's actually how the Shoryuken and Hadouken originated. They never told you about them, and they hoped that, like, players would accidentally discover them while mashing buttons and then spread them through word of mouth, and then they'd put more quarters into the machine to try and do those moves. They were ridiculously broken as well in Street Fighter 1. It's part of why nobody really cares about Street Fighter 1 at this point. So yeah, the Fornius badge. What does it actually... I have to check my equipment to see what it actually does. Ice Amp. That's not bad. Though the only party member who gets ice skills is also not a magic user, so not great for Yusuke.
Take your time.
While I'm here, I wanted to get some more of these aluminium sheets. Okay, so they are having a deal for the Wanakun doll there, but I need to wait for a day with a 7 in it for the best odds for that. Yeah, I'm guessing that's not very valuable anymore. In fact, this is the point where you'll probably get stigmatized for having one of those. So, either Joker or Shinya is probably crazily rich, because we're actually going to be taking him to Destiny Land, just him, today.
Really?
And this is where you get that one room decoration that I've intentionally sabotaged his Confidant to get, because I can't stress enough, if you're going for the... Well, I can't get all of them anyway, because one of them requires you to romance Kawakami, but, also, it's rare you see this place in the daytime. There's, like, that mountain in the background there. Oh yeah, by the way, sometimes people have the whole park to themselves. Yeah, let's not tell him that. He'd probably explode from jealousy.
Really?
But yeah, there are only very, very specific dates that you can get this item on. So this and the king piece were the two room decorations that I really wanted to make sure that I showed in this playthrough. Yeah, of course you have. Yes, because we're also a kid. I mean, technically we still are, but there it is. The fabled balloons.
Thanks.
And also our relationship will become stronger soon. There's a nurse covered in blood on the train, and a Jack Frost guy. Yeah, the loading screens do change during Halloween. Yeah, I feel bad for how much Sojiro is worrying about us now. I feel like Ryuji is probably just gonna do this one. Yo, Akechi, what is it? And then Ryuji's gonna say, nothing, it's fine. And then he's gonna do it again at like 1 AM. Oh yeah, because if we're right, he's the guy who killed both their parents. I mean, Kaneshiro seemed to think that they were acting alone. He was wearing a mask, after all. It's almost like he acts differently and conceals his identity by wearing a mask. Forget the exact line from Bowie in Fire Emblem Echoes, but that was great. You're making me blush. No, I'm sure Futaba takes any compliments on her savageness as an absolute compliment to her character. Yeah, again, are you really sure you can handle this alone? I mean, I feel like all of us should work together to catch the real culprit. I mean, it worked for those folks back in Inaba. Well, I mean, after they got distracted by, like, multiple red herrings before they finally found the real culprit.
He doesn't have any clues, but he's confident enough to say he can definitely catch the guy. No wonder he's a star detective. Even the way he talks about these things is different from us.
It sounds like he's got nothing and is just kind of covering his own ass. Meanwhile, more Okumura. Wait, what? Are those the early ones, or have there been a new outbreak of them? Remember that the breakdowns are different from the mental shutdowns. These are the ones where people go crazy and rampage. The mental shutdowns are when people go brain dead. Okay, tonight I think we can do both the things we need to do at Kichigeorgi, because this is why I got the mystery stew and the other Gira Makala. And also, once again, it's Sunday here, which means I can go ahead and grab that chunky katsu again. I haven't bought from vending machines in so long and it feels so wrong doing that. But yeah, there's even people dressed up now. Okay, the next Shujin teacher here isn't until the 5th of November. Well, yeah, we had a nice hot pot much earlier in this year to welcome Yusuke. Oh, are you sure this is trending? So you can get it from an Akihabara vending machine. In fact, that probably would have been cheaper than me rolling the gacha for 2 Gira Makalas, but yeah. The Angel Badge is actually kind of a decent item. Though it comes a little late for it to be particularly great. So this is the mystery stew. Obviously, there's no telling what's inside this can. A truly fascinating product. Definitely not a biological weapon. You always get everything I ask for. I look forward to the next trade. I also realized that I haven't actually talked to him in the daytime with his son for a really long time, and I really want to do that. But yeah, from here, we can speak to the twins, because we have another twins hangout tonight.
What are you gonna do today? No.
Oh, okay, you're getting straight to the point, not saying a place of crystallized human desires. Yes, you could say it's a painting of the soul, and I'll make you my masterpiece. I actually think it's Jameson Price who voices that guy. It's Browner in Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, I think it is. I love that boss fight just because it's just, he's so hammy in that fight. Like, he's really trying to, because Browner's like a copycat Dracula in universe, he's trying very hard to match Dracula's mimetic performance from Symphony of the Night. And this time, they're all not plagiarized. Yay! You know, now I really want to see what these two would do if they actually painted something. Kind of wonder what it would look like. I feel like it would either look like one of those little kid drawings, or it would somehow be an amazing, like, artistic rendition of the Velvet Room and the human psyche. Which they'd paint without even thinking about it. Yeah, this is part of why often I wasn't a fan of going to art galleries when I was younger, because often I'd feel compelled to read the blurbs for every single artwork on display. What's the point of painting a giant human face? Well, it's so that Corin can touch it. Actually, no. I mean, you know, it's a great show of skill, too. And I would say that sometimes you can bring out the real beauty of places by painting them. And wrinkly old men. I wonder if that's what you subconsciously think of your master. Yeah, I've, seen things like this before as well. Sometimes there are things that are considered true art like that, and they just look a little bit, I guess that just reminds me of, like, that one painting that auctioned for, like, millions of dollars, even though it was just a bunch of squiggles because Donald Trump painted it.
Excuse me?
And sometimes, some of those paintings, people are like, oh, look, it's actually something, you know, really, really profound, and then actually it wasn't.
No.
Wow, I mean, instead of being aggressive on the inmate, they're full-on fighting with each other at this point. It's complicated. Let's just give a vague answer. Hopefully that satisfies them. Don't think they're gloomy types, though. They're probably irritable. Like, seriously, their shadow type would definitely be irritable. Oh, yes, this is what I was reminded of, exactly. People will pay so much for artwork like that if someone famous painted it. That's even more than the reward for the Phantom Thieves, by the way, so maybe the government is being cheap here. Oh no, that was just one of Yusuke's famous sculptures. He made that on the side when it came to his painting work. You might want to ask Yusuke about that one. I'd rather be ugly. These are all great, but I suppose I should say these. You know, I wonder how they would react if, like, they haven't met any of the rest of the party now that I think about it. Also, yes, they were going to stuff him into a trash can there. So then he could find the killer who lurks there. Okay, well, I mean, speaking of Yusuke, he could replicate whatever you're giving us. Regenerate 3. That one is actually quite decent for a few ultimate personas because of their traits. We'll get to that at some point. The master standing behind some guillotines, or in front of them. Don't know how happy you'd be to be associated with those things, though. Record-breaking evil. Okay, then. Yo, isn't admin sus as F? That's great.
Good morning. My sister is serious. Her determination to win this fight is reflected in that casino. She won't be easy to beat. I know that better than anyone. I want to understand our situation as soon as possible. Let's go to the palace today.
I'd like to, but just like you said back on the 28th, we have other plans today. Quite important other plans, actually, and I'm gonna have to say this even though I don't want to, just because otherwise we'll be forced into the palace.
Sorry. Perhaps I am getting a bit too high-strung, but I can't bear seeing my sister like this. We'll stop her, no matter what. If you're going by any chance, let me know. I'll make sure I'm ready at a moment's notice.
And we'll make sure that we let Akechi know literally 1 minute before we go in, just because it's funny that way. By the way, we're heading to the palace, think fast! And the Phantom Thieves already mess with him like that in canon, so I'm sure they do something like that.
Okay, quiet down.
Have we seen what happens if Kawakami gives you free time in her own class before? Oh no, I think we've seen this, yeah, that whole, yeah. No slacking off.
What do you want to do?
The situation with Makoto right now, I find it interesting because unlike with Haru and her relative, Saya is, like, it seems like there's still hope for Saya. Like, she isn't, like, horribly abusing anybody yet. We're just, she's just gone off the deep end and might become like that if we don't do something about it early. Yeah, in terms of those actual puppets, they are pretty amazing works of art. Hey, look, we got some more stat points that we don't need. These books do give very big stat bonuses, though, so if you haven't maxed all of your social stats by now, this is definitely a recommended thing to do to, well, do that.
Hey.
So, at this point, I think now is the time when you get something out of drawing the Phantom Thieves logo. I jumped the gun a little bit earlier, but if you do this now... Yeah, there we go. Is he brave or just an idiot? You do get a very small guts bonus for doing that. And once again, we've got this Akechi is Bay here. I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while. Let's play it cool. Well, I mean, you should go to Inaba. I hear they're all about that over there. So, is this guy regretting his, lies now? Yeah. Yes, a friend. Yeah, I kind of feel bad for this guy now. I mean, I feel like since so many people have been lying about being Phantom Thieves over the course of this year, he could probably get away with it by just saying, yeah, I made all of that up. If we check our text messages, new vegetables. On the rooftop, huh? Didn't they say they were going to close the rooftop? But thankfully they didn't, because we're able to go up there. There it is. And here... Focus. We can do something that's been a very long time coming. Yes, it's a secret. Yes, part of my strategy is to talk to you and get to know you more. Because we really haven't done enough of that. I think actually I've seen like one complaint in the comments that I do agree with is that the fact that the plot really starts getting serious right after Haru's arc is over, thanks to her father's death.
I'm so glad.
That basically compounds her screen time issue because it means she doesn't really have much time for downtime in story scenes, and I do get that.
Hello, Sakura-san. I'm sorry for asking this of you.
It's all good. Not like I have customers to deal with. So, this is what you grew?
Yes. I'd like an honest opinion from a culinary professional.
If you would.
Let me see. To be honest, both the taste and appearance are the opposite of what I'd call market grade.
I see.
But it's impressive you managed to grow anything at all up on a rooftop of all places.
Speaking of things comments have mentioned, apparently Haru growing a tropical fruit on a balcony is almost physically impossible.
I'm honored to hear you say that.
You know, I can't say it tasted good, but it was actually somewhat refreshing. Kinda like how you feel good after taking bitter medicine.
Oh no, that means that your happiness just decreased from eating that.
I first came across the plant in my house. It's possible that it's an experimental breed created for use at Okumura Foods.
So like acerbic tomatoes in trails then? If that's the case, then it's amazing because those things restore huge amounts of CP.
Thank you very much for the input, Sakura-san. I'll take note of that.
So I suppose she could rebrand this as a dietary supplement or something?
He's right. That was the same thought I had. I think I understand what Sakura-san meant when he said they were refreshing.
Fill you with energy, huh? Yeah, I think you see where this is going. This is SP healing items, but you might ask yourselves, why do we need those when we already have coffee and curry? Well, that was the case in vanilla, but in royal, her vegetables were a little improved.
I agree. I'm so happy. I didn't expect this hobby of mine to provide value to the Phantom Thieves.
I can just picture Sojiro yelling from off camera, "She's part of them too!"
This is actually the only thing I can honestly say I'm good at.
You know, again, apart from hitting things with an axe, and your psi skills, and your gun skills, and your reflectors.
Thank you for worrying about me, but I find the work relaxing. Hey, do you think you could help me out again sometime? Like you did today? It's a deal. We're like real Phantom Thieves. Okay, I'll do my best from now on.
And now, for the very last time, back to Sire.
It seems you were probing into a certain conglomerate. There's the possibility you even infiltrated their company building. Perhaps some sort of connection? Tell me about this person.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the Empress persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
I thought for a second the Sire would say, so he found illegal vegetables in your possession, but no, more just about having an inside person in the whole Okumura arc, hence why I gave her that thief title. But anyway, the last Confidant profile.
Alright.
And also a tutorial. With this, we finally have every Arcana. The Empress is the other form of feminine energy in the tarot after the Priestess, and can represent beauty, motherhood, fertility, creativity, and abundance. It's heavily tied to Mother Earth archetypes. But its roster in Persona 5 consists mostly of vicious female monsters from various myths. Even its more noble figures like Titania and Kali still have violent sides. Perhaps for this reason, most Empress personas in 5 are physical attackers who also focus on ailments, though there's a few magical attackers in there too. There's also a lot of resistances and immunities to gun in this Arcana. The Empress Confidant is with Haru Okumura, and even though it opens up infamously late, she's available most days of the week, and her rank ups provide plenty of opportunities to gain points. So she's not as difficult to max out as it seems. The only real obstacle is needing max proficiency early on. On top of these standard Confidant benefits, Haru's unique Confidant abilities involve creating
Great vegetables.
You can ask her to cultivate vegetables on the rooftop, just like asking Yusuke to create skill cards, and in a few more days you'll be able to come back and receive the vegetables, as long as the weather isn't rainy or snowing. At rank 5, every harvest will yield one more vegetable, and at rank 7, vegetables will be ready to harvest in one less day. This is weirdly the only ability that carries over to New Game Plus. Now in the base game, Haru's abilities were a little underwhelming, since you could only make SP restoration vegetables, which you are very unlikely to need this late in the game, especially if you've ranked up Sojiro and Kawakami. However, Royal added 2 more vegetables to her repertoire. These bestow a charge or concentrate effect on a party member, and these ones are much more worthwhile to get. And they grow faster than the SP vegetables. I like to have a good stock of these on hand for the super boss fights in New Game Plus. Other Confidants are still better though, so if you're ranking up Haru, it's generally because you like her character and not for her bonuses.
Still, he was right. The taste leaves much to be desired.
Oh, we're leaving it at that, huh? And I don't think we're gonna get a photo. Oh no, we are gonna get an extra conversation here. I thought we wouldn't need to since we already have her contact information, but no, there's still one anyway. It's kind of hard for me to take "I'm counting on you." I wouldn't say seriously, but I guess I take the phrase "I'm counting on you" too seriously, because that's kind of Ryoma's death quote in a lot of media.
Bye.
No, it's okay. You do enough for us already. And he's about to do even more for us. And yeah, so remember how I said earlier that Persona 5 is a lot nicer about warning you about deadlines than 4 and 3 were? Yep. He is telling you that, I did mention this at the start of his Confidant, but he is on a deadline. Once the election starts, you will be unable to hang out with Yoshida anymore. So you will have to max out the Sun Confidant by then. Summer Kimono. Well, Yukata is like the main one I know from Japanese media, and it turns out it fits. Now, this right here, you might not be familiar with if you don't know Japanese. But yeah, this would be yakitori, which literally just means grilled bird. But in this case, chicken, because it usually means chicken in this context. And this is a surprisingly simple word, it's just stalls. Yeah, I do wonder how our food safety is really accounted for at school festivals like this.
Nice.
I never really did anything kind of similar to that. I did do some, Like what kind of, you know, fun fair kind of stuff that I did, like, or school festival-ish stuff that I ever did was mostly just, you know, selling pre-packaged food, like sweets and chips, so, like, packets of chips, so, yeah, not really much in the way of actually cooking.
Now then.
Events this horrific don't happen that often. Well, I mean, they kind of still do, and also the horror is not so much being inflicted by the Phantom Thieves, but others. So now, yeah, as I said, Sojiro's about to do even more for us, because we're going to be hanging out with him tonight, and this rank up is important. As I say, for a lot of rank ups at the moment, because we're getting close to the end of a lot of Confidants, so we're going to be hitting a lot of Mementos missions all at once. But this Mementos mission in particular is very, very unique. I feel like somebody's already tried curry pizza, and curry udon probably, but not so sure about curry spaghetti. My cat just meowed at that. Hello. Something with curry. Yeah, Sparkle's already, because Sojiro, as always, ranks up very quickly in his higher levels. The police who aren't the ones hunting the Phantom Thieves. Oh yes, you are the perfect person to entrust custody of her to. Also, Sai is busy with another case right now, so she wouldn't be able to prosecute, so your chances of winning are also pretty bad. Again, more reasons that we really should not entrust custody of her to that guy, and then that happens. I was about to say, let me guess, I'll sue, but yep, that is exactly what's happening. At this point, Ren is like, oh no, not again. Once again, I'm reminded of that Pokemon episode where that person bumps into either Jesse or James and then blames them for it and attacks them. Yes, we have a huge amount of problems already. Now we're gonna get sued for even more reasons. So, like, we have two jerks who are trying to sue us for, accidentally hurting themselves, and we have a, 30 million yen bounty on our heads. Unfortunately, we're gonna give Sojiro yet another reason to worry about us in a few moments. There's a little more to this rank, but that will be the subject of the next video, so I'll be ending things here and see you next time for One Mean Elephant.